Good morning. Morning, everyone. Yeah, Stephen Ellison. Good morning to you guys. Yeah, it's rainy again. It's wet all over the place. I know there was a bit of rain headed south. We've got a little bit more here in the GC again. But good morning to you guys. Nice warm coffee. Often helps us out as we go along. But yeah, wherever you are, hope you're staying dry. But good to see you guys jumping on anyway. Sorry about yesterday. Got caught up in the morning's malarkey. It's been a bit of a topsy-turvy week actually to get things going with all the rain happening. Graham said it's starting to pelt down in Newcastle today. Well, you guys lock down and stay safe. Morning, Jeff. Graham, Allison, Stephen, good to see you guys here. Tanya, we've got a few people jumping on, which is awesome. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. I'll do the quick intros. Anyone who doesn't know who I am, there's my name down there, Jason Whitten, and each morning, usually, most times, at around about 10 minutes past 8 Queensland time and 10 past 9, wherever else you are on the East Coast and whatever other time zone you're in when it comes to the other states and locations, we get together, we talk about property investing, going the distance. We've got a couple of sayings around here that are pretty important if you're a property investor, if you've joined our mentoring program. Hey, good morning, Aaron. If you're getting coaching, you're building a property portfolio, which is a portfolio about owning good quality real estate that you're happy to create an income and some wealth for your future. There's two things that we say often here. One is that it is a marathon, not a sprint. This thing takes time. Takes time. Morning, Nevin. Mate, good to see you, mate. Good to hear from you, Nev. This thing takes time, folks, and you got to stick with it, and that's why I was going to talk about that today, sticking with it, and you need to buy well and not sell. The idea that you buy good quality stuff that you'd be happy to live in yourself at that budget, at that rent, in that location, and you'd be happy and comfortable there as a tenant yourself, and you keep that thing and look after it until at some point in the future it creates this income and wealth that you can rely on into the future. So there you go. Sean, you're out fishing, Sean. A bit jealous about that. Hey, good morning, Catherine. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're all right down there in Sydney. I hear it's heading your way as well, a bit of the rain. But, there you go. But, hey, today I wanted to talk about something that's pretty important, about being clear about where you're going, about the what, the why, the when it comes to your investing, because it's vital that we get this stuff clear. Let's have a little talk about the percentage of people who make it. The percentage of people who make it. And it's not accidental that we have seen over time when we've been coaching. Good morning, Chris. We've been coaching property investors across Australia and New Zealand, for over 18 years now. And it's not accidental when we look in and have a look at people who achieved and made it to an outcome that they wanted, and those who did not. It's a certain number of properties. Now, to be honest, it's probably a certain value of properties, but we sort of interchange those right now. So, the stats show that a lot of people start out this investing journey, folks, okay? And they start out, up here. If we look at it, 1.2, I think it's gone up a little bit in the last little bit. Call it 1.2, 1.3 million people in Australia are investors or started out as investors on an investment journey. And you guys know that the number of properties or the value of your properties is important to achieve in your acquisition phase. We've talked about this many times. In the beginning, you're about accumulation by the number of properties or the spread of properties that you want. Put it in the chat for me right now. What's your number? Now, is it 4 or 5 and 2 or 3 million? What's your number in the chat? Chuck it in there for me as the minimum goal, as the minimum outlook for. Oh, I don't know if you can hear a bit of thunder in the background, some lightning thunder. What's your goal? Put that in the chat. Number of properties, value of properties for acquisition. Acquisition, like this is the idea of get this done as fast and efficiently and safely as possible. We want to acquire the number of bits of real estate, the wealth that we want to then grow into the future. Sean saying 10, Stephen saying 5 to 6, 3 million plus. Jeff saying 3 million plus of real estate. Yeah, and those are the numbers, folks. We're talking at a minimum down here. I'm going to change my little color. At a minimum down here, 2 mil. And I reckon, that 3 mil mark is the number. Okay? What's your number in there? Chris is saying 3. Alison saying 2 mil, 4 to 5. This is important. Now, this is the first stage of our property investment journey. We've got to get clear on that and really be focused on what we're doing, because we have some headwinds, right? Some of you guys may have seen this one before, and if you haven't, I'll do a little quick reminder. Because most of us in the PAYG world, or even in business, Jace is that minimum 5 properties for Jace there, which is great. So those are the numbers. Nikki says 5, Mitch says 10. Fantastic, guys. And we're looking at this, right? So, and this is what I always say to people when we're investing. Listen, all of you guys are talking, 4, 5 properties and beyond, right? And the percentage of people who make that thing, and you guys know this, and this is nothing new to you. The percentage of those people, add those two together, what have we got? We got, 0.021 or something like that. 20% of 1% of the population, like 0.2%. I'm never quite sure how to say that, but an extremely small amount of people, Australians, get to those numbers, okay? And that's why you guys are in the mentoring program. That's why you're getting coaching. That's why you're hanging around with people, like-minded people, and getting supported and encouraged, because it's not easy, folks. It's actually straightforward once you know a few of the machinations, but it's not easy to go the distance. This is a 15 to 20-year plan that we need to put together and stick to, all right? You guys know this, and I hope you do. Anyway, today might be a bit of a reminder, a little tweak, a little whatever it might be. So the challenge is we have some headwinds. Listen up. Like, quite frankly, nobody other than you, and there might be 1 or 2 people close to you, maybe your coach, maybe, like, the banks don't want you to succeed. They don't give a rat's ass if you succeed or not. The government doesn't give an absolute toss if you succeed in being financially free in the future. They don't care. The institutions don't care. Nobody in that, one layer out from you, maybe your family are really supportive, you've got some really good, network of people who are really supportive. Outside of that, no one gives a rat's. Folks, it's up to you and me, right? And we have some headwinds. They don't care. No one cares. You need to care. You need to care. You need to keep your eye on the prize when it comes to building your property portfolio. And I think that's super important. That's why I love what we've created with our coaching and mentoring program. And I love seeing you guys, getting out there and making it happen, which is awesome. But we have these headwinds. And what are those headwinds? All right. A few of you guys might know this. 0.2% is one person every 500. There you go, Chris. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely, Alison. The mentors love what they do. They love seeing you guys kick goals, and they're kicking goals themselves. Everyone's winning when it comes to that circle of support and influence, which is brilliant. Tell me, you guys have seen this one before. What are the headwinds that we're facing? Most people start out and not really understanding and knowing that they've got some financial headwinds. We think we go to work Monday to Friday, 100K, and that's fantastic. But what are the headwinds we're facing? You guys have seen this one before, I hope. Of a week, who gets the money first? Who puts their hand out and takes some of your cash straight away on Monday? Who gets to get their grotty hands on your cash first before anyone else, folks, in this little game that we play called capitalism, called having a job, called running a business? Who gets their grotty hands on your money first? If you're earning 100K or round about there you go. Exactly, Chris. Payroll. All right. The tax ScoMo gets you the ATO. Right. And that's what happens. If you're on 100K, it's about 25% cash-wise. Your tax rate would be 31.5 or whatever it is. So you work Monday and all the way through, hey, morning, Rodney, all the way through to about little lunch, smoko, on Tuesday, and the government gets all your money. Now, it takes all the cash. This is mad. This is crazy. Super gets a big chunk next. You've got some compulsory super. It's not yours. That comes later. Jeff, the children and other people certainly get what's left at the end of the week after compulsories. Now, super, that's 10%. If we talk about that, it's 9.5. It's going up to 10%. Before you even blink an eyelid, 35% of your money goes to someone else. Now, unless we are managing that properly, then, and that's another discussion, unless you're managing that properly, that is our challenge, folks, okay? And you guys know this. What comes next? You need to either, live somewhere. So most people either have rent or they have a mortgage, all right? And on average, the average Aussie has about 35% of their week go toward their dwelling expenses, okay? So it's not looking great, right? And then, we come to the end of the week. This is usually things like credit cards and other consumer debt. And if we're lucky, we might have Friday. And what happens on Friday? Well, you got to buy some food. You got to buy the petrol. You've got to, take care of the kids, hungry little buggers. You got to feed them, and maybe you want to send them to a school, that actually requires you to pay for it, et cetera, et cetera. So we've got these headwinds. You guys, I'm probably not telling you anything new about this. And we talked about this before. How do we do it? How do we approach this when we're talking about get things sorted, when we think about our week and how we can get that back? And, understanding this is kind of the motivation. This is the what, why, and when. Team, you don't own your week. You are not owned. There's no freedom. There's no financial freedom in that story right there. Like that, there's no freedom there. Where's the financial freedom? Okay? But here's something that, we've talked about once or twice before. Alison, I've got a bottle of wine to kick off Wine and Wisdom tomorrow. So, we're ready to roll. Hopefully, it dries out a little bit. It can be a little bit better weather. But, look at this. One of the cool things about this concept is how we align it with this concept here, which is the number of properties. Alison, we've talked about this before, and you like the idea of this. What do we do in our acquisition? Think about this. One property for Monday, one property for Tuesday, one property for Wednesday, one property for Thursday, one property for Friday. That's what it looks like. Every single time you buy a property, think of it, hey, there's my Monday. There's my Monday I got back. There's my Tuesday I got back. Because if you think about it right now, if we do the quick math on this stuff, you go, all right, well, $500 a week, times that by 52. Think of that. Every time you buy a property, that's $25,000 of rent 25 grand, 25 grand, 25 grand, 25 grand. Right? There's the rent. There's your $125,000 baseline. 125K, folks. Every day of the week. Boom. Exactly, Alison. There's your baseline. There's your 25 grand for every day of the week. And now it's about going the distance. Now it's about maintaining those properties. Now it's about making sure you stay on track when it comes to where you're headed. All right, folks, when it comes to that. So 125 grand. You let that grow over the next 15 to 20 years. You maintain and look after those properties. Oh, that wasn't a very good good drawing. Hopefully you're getting the picture, right? Because that is how it's done. It seems simple, right? It seems simple. We've got some headwinds. We've got some challenges. Your money is going to other places which aren't necessarily, well, they're not. Let me tell you, other than if you're taking charge of this stuff, that's how we twist it around and make it benefit you and me for our own future. 4 to 5 properties, 2 to 3 million minimum acquisition, more if you can moment it and go on, because that helps you with your exit strategies and all sorts of stuff and debt reduction later on. That's how it rolls, folks. That's the way it is. That's it. That's it. You know, why are we doing it? Well, you know, each day of the week you go to work, if you don't have a plan, then you're going to have to always work for money. But if you've got a plan, then each day of the week, you can put money to work for you. Money should be working for you at some point in the future. Make sure that that is on your plan, on your goal, on your destination, whatever it might be. So there you go. All right, that's that one. That's the chat for this week, folks. Hopefully that was useful. Got a couple of, hey, good morning, Danny. Good to see you. Pawan, hey, Jason, can we talk about windfall gain tax in Victoria someday? Yes, we can do that for sure. Just a little heads up for you guys. We've got some pretty cool stuff coming when it comes to accounting and tax. Keep an eye out for that. We're kicking off with our own awesome, amazing accounting and tax team at Positive. Absolutely focused 100% on doing it right for property investors, which is quite rare, actually. Most accountants aren't specialists in property investing. So anyway, keep an eye out for that. That's coming, folks. Also, quick shout out. I don't know if you guys saw a quick email at Christmas time. Hey, we're looking to expand the coaching business, the Positive coaching business. And if you're listening in, if you come from any of the industries, which might be like property management, maybe finance, even the real estate world, or even you are you're a successful property investor, you got 2, 3, 4, 5 properties, and maybe you want to become a coach at some point, give us a shout out, folks. We're looking to bring on 3 new coaches. We need another 4 to 5 property managers, and we need some people, some great brokers in our broking team, another 2 to 3. So anyway, a little shout out. If you know anyone, or if you're in the mix, let me know. There's some great benefits of working in the Positive group. There you go. I love it, Stephen. Destiny's not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a thing to be waited for, it's a thing to be achieved. Mate, dead right. The things that we do today will have a compounding and amazing effect, positive or negative, into your future. I love that. Anyway, there it is. It's 8:30, 8:31. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted for today. Thanks for the shout out. Catherine, good to see you, mate. Good to see all of you guys on today. Alison, Rodney, Tanya, Stephen, Chris, all of you there. We've got the regular crew, Jeff, Sean, Mitchell, Nikhil, all of you. Thanks for joining me today. Nev, Tanya, Laura. Anyway, you guys be well. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. Join me tomorrow. Another Wealth Coffee Chat. 8:10. And tomorrow, we're getting back to Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks. Should be fun. All right. Bye-bye. Take care. See you soon.